Sam Cooper's heart pounded as he stared at the shimmering creature caught in the snare. "What in the galaxy are you?" he whispered just as an ominous shadow loomed over him. The dense forest of Ilara was alive with vibrant colors and sounds, but this moment felt isolated, a bubble of intrigue amidst the chaotic beauty. Ilara was unlike any place Sam had ever surveyed. The forest floor was a carpet of luminescent fungi, casting an eerie glow that danced with the shifting shadows of the towering trees. Leaves above created a kaleidoscope of shifting light and shadow, making every step a venture into the unknown. The air was thick with the scent of alien flowers, their petals glistening with morning dew, and the occasional chirp of unknown creatures echoed in the canopy. Sam knelt beside the creature, careful not to startle it. It was no larger than a domestic cat. Two delicate, iridescent wings were folded neatly against its back. Large, expressive eyes looked up at Sam, filled with a mix of fear and curiosity. He extended a hand slowly, allowing the creature to sniff his fingers. "Well, hello there," he murmured, crouching down to get a closer look. The creature chirped softly, tilting its head as if studying him just as intently. After a moment of hesitation, it nuzzled his hand, emitting a series of soft musical sounds. "Looks like you're in a bit of a bind," Sam said gently. He carefully untangled the snare, feeling a surge of relief when the creature stretched its wings and chirped happily. Sam knew he couldn't leave it here. Something this unique needed to be studied, understood, and protected. He tapped his comm. "Elena, I've found something. You're not going to believe this." Dr. Elena Nova's voice crackled through the earpiece. "What is it, Sam?" "A creature. Completely unlike anything in our database. I'm bringing it back to the ship. Be careful. We don't know what kind of predators might be around." "Understood," Sam replied. He gently scooped the creature into his arms and began making his way back to the stellar Voyager. The underbrush was thick, and he moved cautiously, his senses alert to every sound and movement. He couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. As they neared the shuttle, a rustling noise came from behind them. Sam froze, his heart racing. He turned slowly, peering into the shadows. For a moment, he thought he saw a pair of eyes reflecting the dim light. "Hurry up," he muttered to himself, quickening his pace. They reached the shuttle without further incident, and Sam let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. Once aboard the stellar Voyager, Sam set the creature on the console. It immediately began to explore, fluttering its wings and chirping in apparent delight. Sam watched with fascination, already forming a plan to document and study this remarkable find. Hours passed as he ran scans and took notes. The creature's biology was unlike anything he'd ever seen. Its cells seemed to absorb and refract light, creating the shifting colors of its fur. There was no match in the Galactic Survey Corps database, making it a complete mystery. The creature, which Sam decided to call Nyx, seemed to sense his curiosity. It nuzzled his hand, its chirps turning into soft, rhythmic purrs. Sam smiled, feeling an unexpected bond with this little being. "What's your story, Nyx?" he asked, stroking its fur gently. Nyx looked up at him with those intelligent eyes, as if trying to communicate. Sam could only wonder what secrets this creature held. That evening, as the stellar Voyager drifted through the orbit of Ilara, Nyx grew restless. It fluttered around the cockpit, emitting plaintive cries. Sam tried to soothe it, but nothing seemed to help. He glanced at the radar. Everything was normal. "What's wrong, little buddy?" he asked, concern evident in his voice. He knew Nyx was trying to tell him something, but without a translator, he was at a loss. He could only hope they would find answers soon. The comm crackled to life, startling Sam. An urgent message from the Galactic Survey Corps came through, garbled but clear enough to decipher the critical parts. "Explorer Carter, this is Command. We've received intel that a rare and valuable creature has been reported missing from the royal palace of the Tyrians. If you have any information, proceed to the Tyrian homeworld immediately." Sam's heart skipped a beat. The Tyrians were a highly advanced and secretive alien race. Contact with them was rare, and if Nyx belonged to their princess, returning it could be a significant diplomatic opportunity. He turned to Nyx, who was now perched on the console, looking at him with those large, expressive eyes. "Hang on, Nyx," Sam said, determination in his voice. "We're gonna take you home." Sam's heart raced as he maneuvered the shuttle through Ilara's dense forest, the mysterious creature safely cradled in his arms. He could feel its tiny heartbeat, a rhythmic pulse against his chest as he scanned the area for any signs of danger. The lush greenery and alien flora provided ample cover, but the shadows danced menacingly, suggesting hidden threats. The creature, whom he had named Nyx, seemed to sense his tension, its iridescent scales shifting colors in a soothing pattern. Back aboard the stellar Voyager, Sam carefully set Nyx down on the console. The creature immediately began to explore, fluttering its delicate wings and chirping in apparent delight. Sam watched, fascinated, as Nyx's scales shimmered from deep midnight blue to brilliant gold, reflecting the ambient light in the cockpit. "All right, little one," Sam muttered, more to himself than to Nyx. "Let's see what you are." He activated the ship's scanning systems, initiating a series of detailed scans to gather as much information as possible about Nyx. As the data streamed in, Sam's curiosity grew. Nyx's biological structure was unlike anything in the Galactic Survey Corps database. Her scales were composed of a material that changed color and emitted light, suggesting some form of bioluminescence. Her wings, translucent and iridescent, were both delicate and strong, capable of quick, agile movements. Nyx, meanwhile, seemed to enjoy the attention, chirping melodically as she explored the cockpit. She paused occasionally to nuzzle Sam's hand or flutter her wings, emitting soft musical notes that resonated in the confined space. Sam couldn't help but smile, feeling a growing bond with the little creature. "You're something special, aren't you?" Sam said, reaching out to stroke Nyx's head. She responded with a series of harmonious chirps, her scales shifting to a warm golden hue. The tranquil moment was abruptly interrupted by the ship's proximity alarm. A glance at the radar showed an unidentified vessel approaching rapidly. Sam's heart sank as he realized it was a pirate ship, likely after the valuable cargo he now possessed. He had to act quickly. "Hang on, Nyx," Sam said, his voice steady despite the rising tension. "This is gonna get rough." He strapped himself into the pilot's seat and powered up the stellar Voyager's engines. The ship hummed to life, and Sam deftly navigated it away from the forest moon, entering the asteroid field that lay beyond. The pirates followed closely, their intentions clear. Sam pushed the stellar Voyager to its limits, weaving through the asteroids with expert precision. The ship's engines roared as he executed sharp maneuvers, dodging the incoming fire from the pirate vessel. Nyx clung to a nearby seat, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and excitement. The chase was intense, each second stretching into an eternity. Sam's focus never wavered as he guided the ship through the hazardous field. He used the asteroids to his advantage, allowing them to shield the stellar Voyager from the pirates' attacks. "Almost there," Sam muttered, his eyes scanning the radar for an opening. He spotted a narrow passage between two massive asteroids and aimed for it, knowing it was his best chance to lose the pursuers. With a burst of speed, the stellar Voyager shot through the gap, the pirates struggling to follow. Sam heard the satisfying crunch of metal as one of the pirate ships collided with an asteroid, disabling it. The remaining vessels backed off, unwilling to risk further damage. Once they were clear, Sam allowed himself a moment of relief. He looked over at Nyx, who was now perched on the console, chirping softly. Her scales had returned to their soothing blue, reflecting the calm after the storm. "Looks like we made it," Sam said, reaching out to gently stroke her head. Nyx responded with a happy trill, her eyes bright and intelligent. Sam activated the ship's communication system and contacted Dr. Elena Nova. Her image flickered onto the screen, her expression one of concern mixed with curiosity. "Sam, what's going on?" "I received a distress signal," Elena said, her voice steady despite the worry in her eyes. "It's a long story, Elena," Sam replied, glancing at Nyx, "but I found something incredible. I think she might be a royal pet from Tyra." Elena's eyes widened. "A Tyrian creature? That's extraordinary, Sam. You need to get her back to her home planet immediately. This could be incredibly important." "I know," Sam said, nodding. "I'm setting a course for Tyra now. But it won't be easy. We just had a run-in with pirates, and there could be more dangers ahead. Stay safe, Sam, Elena urged. And keep me updated. This could change everything. Sam ended the transmission and set the coordinates for Tyra. As the stellar Voyager powered up for the journey, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. Nix chirped encouragingly, her scales glowing softly. We'll get you home, Nix, Sam said, determination in his voice. And maybe, just maybe, we'll change more than one life along the way. The stellar Voyager weaved through the asteroid field, dodging massive chunks of rock with precise maneuvers. Sam's fingers danced over the control panel, his eyes darting between the radar and the viewport. Nix perched beside him, her scales shimmering with an anxious iridescence. Hold on, Nix, Sam muttered, steering the ship through a narrow gap between two asteroids. He could see the pirate's ship in the rear view, a menacing silhouette against the star-studded backdrop. They had managed to shake off the first wave of attacks, but the danger was far from over. A sudden jolt rocked the ship as a pirate missile exploded nearby, sending shrapnel across the Voyager's shields. Nix let out a distressed chirp, and Sam tightened his grip on the controls. Almost there, he reassured, his voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through him. He angled the ship towards a dense cluster of asteroids, hoping to use the cover to evade their pursuers. The pirates weren't giving up easily. Their ship fired another volley, but Sam anticipated their move, diving the stellar Voyager into a tight spiral. The asteroids blurred past as the ship twisted and turned, each maneuver executed with expert precision. Just as Sam thought they might escape, an alarm blared. The pirates had launched a grappling hook, its magnetic clasp latching onto the Voyager's hull. The ship lurched, the tether pulling them back towards their pursuers. Come on! Sam gritted his teeth, deploying countermeasures. The ship shuddered as the grappling hook detached, but the brief respite was enough. He pushed the engines to their limit, rocketing the Voyager out of the asteroid field and into open space. The pirate ship fell behind, unable to match the sudden burst of speed. Sam let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding, the tension in his shoulders easing slightly. Nix's chirps grew softer, her scales gradually returning to a calmer hue. We made it, Sam said, offering a reassuring pat to Nix. But we can't stay idle. Let's contact Elena. He opened a secure channel to Dr. Elena Nova. Her holographic image flickered to life, her expression a mix of concern and relief. Sam, what's your status? She asked, leaning forward. Just escaped a pirate ambush, Sam replied, his tone grim. But that's not the half of it. Nix, she's something special. I need answers. Elena nodded, her eyes scanning the data Sam transmitted. You won't believe this, Sam. Nix is not just any creature. She's a rare and valuable pet, believed to belong to Princess Leora of the Tyrians. We have to return her. The revelation hit Sam like a thunderbolt. The Tyrians were a secretive, highly advanced alien race. Contact with them was almost unheard of, and now he held one of their most treasured beings. Tyrians, Sam echoed, processing the gravity of the situation. What do we do? Elena's gaze was steady. Set a course for Tyra. This is bigger than us. We have to return Nix to Princess Leora. Sam nodded, determination setting in. Understood. I'm heading there now. As he plotted the course for Tyra, Sam felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The journey through the Veil of Shadows would be treacherous, but the stakes were too high to turn back. With a deep breath, he initiated the jump, the stars outside stretching into elongated streaks as the ship entered hyperspace. The transition was smooth, but the path ahead was anything but. The Veil of Shadows was notorious for its spatial anomalies and electromagnetic storms. Navigating through it would require every ounce of skill and precision Sam possessed. Hours into the journey, the ship's sensors began to flicker. The nebula's electromagnetic interference was playing havoc with the systems. Sam kept a close eye on the controls, adjusting the ship's trajectory to avoid the most turbulent areas. Nix seemed to sense the danger. She hovered close, her scales flickering with an uneasy glow. Every so often, she would emit a series of chirps that resonated oddly with the ship's instruments, almost as if she were trying to communicate something. Easy, girl, Sam murmured, focusing on the task at hand. We're getting through this. Suddenly, the console blared a warning. A massive energy spike appeared directly in their path. Sam's hands flew over the controls, diverting power to the engines for a rapid, evasive maneuver. The stellar Voyager banked sharply, narrowly avoiding the anomaly, which erupted behind them in a brilliant display of light. Breathing heavily from the exertion, Sam couldn't help but feel a rush of adrenaline. The thrill of survival, of navigating through the unknown, was what had drawn him to this life. Nyx's wings fluttered anxiously. She let out a series of notes that seemed to harmonize with the ship's hum, her presence a comforting anchor amidst the chaos. "Almost there," Sam said, adjusting the shields and sensors to their maximum sensitivity. The ship shuddered as they passed through the final stretches of the nebula, the chaotic energies slowly dissipating. As they emerged from the veil of shadows, Tyra came into view. The planet was a breathtaking sight, its luminescent atmosphere refracting the light of its star into shimmering arcs. But the awe was short-lived as a Tyrian warship detached itself from orbit. A voice crackled over the comms, authoritative and cold. "Unidentified vessel, you have entered Tyrian space without authorization. State your purpose or be prepared to face consequences." Sam took a deep breath, steadying his nerves. "This is Sam Cooper of the Galactic Survey Corps. I come in peace, bearing a member of your royal family's missing fauna. I request permission to proceed to the surface." There was a tense pause. The silence stretched out, each second feeling like an eternity. Nyx sensed the gravity of the situation, her body tense as she perched on the console. Finally, the voice returned, slightly less icy. "Transmit your credentials and the creature's verification data. Stand by for instructions." Sam complied, his hands steady despite the uncertainty that clouded his mind. He glanced at Nyx, hoping their journey fraught with danger and discovery would soon find resolution. The Tyrian warship held its position, a silent sentinel awaiting confirmation from its commanders. Sam Cooper gripped the controls of the stellar Voyager, his knuckles white. The swirling miasma of the Veil of Shadows loomed ahead, a kaleidoscope of cosmic chaos. The ship shuddered as it crossed the threshold, electromagnetic storms crackling around them. "Easy, girl," Sam muttered to the ship, adjusting the shield frequencies. He glanced at Nyx, who was perched on the console, her scales flickering between shades of blue and gold. The console beeped erratically, displaying fluctuating data. Spatial anomalies twisted the fabric of space, creating unpredictable distortions. Sam's eyes darted between the readouts and the view ahead, each alert demanding swift adjustments. "Hang tight, Nyx," he said, his voice steady despite the rising tension. Nyx's eyes glowed softly, and she emitted a series of harmonic chirps. Sam noticed her gaze was fixed on a specific direction. Following her lead, he adjusted the ship's course slightly. Immediately, the turbulence lessened. "Are you guiding us?" Sam asked, marveling at the creature's apparent intuition. The journey was a relentless test of skill. Sam's focus never wavered as he navigated through electromagnetic storms and gravitational eddies. He felt a strange comfort in Nyx's presence, her calm demeanor in stark contrast to the chaos outside. Hours passed, each minute stretching into an eternity. The stellar Voyager weaved through the nebula, narrowly avoiding pockets of distorted space that could tear the ship apart. Sam's hands flew over the controls, adjusting the ship's trajectory with practiced precision. Suddenly, the ship jolted violently. An unexpected energy spike appeared directly in their path. Alarms blared, and the cockpit lights flickered. "Damn it!" Sam cursed, diverting power to the engines. He executed a rapid, evasive maneuver, the stellar Voyager banking sharply. The energy spike erupted behind them, illuminating the cockpit with a blinding flash. Breathing heavily, Sam steadied the ship. "That was too close," he muttered, wiping sweat from his brow. He glanced at Nyx, who remained composed, her eyes glowing with an eerie calm. As they delved deeper into the Veil of Shadows, Sam's exhaustion began to set in. The constant vigilance, the unending adjustments, it was taking its toll. He fought to stay alert, relying on adrenaline and sheer determination. Nyx suddenly chirped loudly, drawing Sam's attention. She fluttered her wings and fixed her gaze on the view ahead. Following her lead once more, Sam adjusted their course. The turbulence subsided, the ship gliding more smoothly through the nebula. "You're incredible, Nix," Sam said, awe in his voice. "I don't know how you're doing this, but keep it up." The stellar Voyager continued its precarious journey, each moment a delicate balance between survival and disaster. Sam's eyes scanned the sensor displays, his mind racing with calculations and contingency plans. Then, as abruptly as it had begun, the chaos started to fade. The swirling colors of the nebula thinned, revealing the starry expanse beyond. Sam let out a sigh of relief, adjusting the ship's systems back to normal operations. "We made it," he said, his voice filled with a mixture of disbelief and triumph. Nix chirped softly, her scales shimmering with a gentle light. Sam reached over to stroke her head, grateful for her mysterious guidance. As the ship approached the edge of the veil of shadows, the sight of Tyra came into view. The planet's thick, luminescent atmosphere refracted the light of its star into shimmering arcs, creating a breathtaking spectacle. Sam's awe was short-lived. A massive shadow detached itself from Tyra's orbit, gliding towards them. The sleek, silver form of a Tyrian warship, both beautiful and menacing, filled the viewport. The comm crackled to life, an authoritative voice resonating through the cockpit. "Unidentified vessel, you have entered Tyrian space without authorization. State your purpose or face consequences." Taking a deep breath, Sam replied, "This is Explorer Sam Cooper of the Galactic Survey Corps. I come in peace, bearing a member of your royal family's missing fauna. I request permission to proceed to the surface." There was a tense pause, the silence stretching as Sam awaited their response. He could feel Nix's eyes on him, her body tense. Finally, the voice returned, slightly less icy. "Transmit your credentials and the creature's verification data. Stand by for instructions." Complying, Sam transmitted the necessary data. He glanced at Nix, hoping that their journey, filled with danger and uncertainty, would soon find a resolution. The Tyrian warship held its position, a silent sentinel awaiting confirmation from its commanders. Sam and Nix watched and waited, the fate of their mission hanging in the balance. After what felt like an eternity, the comm crackled again. "Explorer Cooper, you are cleared to proceed. Follow the designated flight path to the surface." Relief washed over Sam. "Thank you," he replied, setting the course for their descent. As the stellar Voyager descended towards Tyra, Sam couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. This mission had pushed him to his limits, but it had also opened doors to new possibilities. He looked at Nix, perched calmly beside him, and smiled. "We're almost there, Nix," he said softly. "Let's finish this journey together." The stellar Voyager descended through the thick, luminescent atmosphere of Tyra, its engines humming with a steady, reassuring rhythm. Sam Cooper's eyes were fixed on the view screen, where the planet's surface slowly came into view. The lush landscapes, dotted with alien flora and shimmering rivers, were breathtaking. Nix, perched on Sam's shoulder, chirped softly, sensing the familiarity of home. "Unidentified vessel, you are cleared for landing." The Tyrian voice crackled over the comms, less hostile now. "Proceed to coordinates provided." Sam exhaled a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. He set the coordinates and guided the ship toward the landing pad. As the ship touched down smoothly, he took a moment to steady himself. This meeting was crucial, not just for Nix, but potentially for future relations between humans and the Tyrians. The ramp lowered, and Sam stepped out into the warm, fragrant air of Tyra. Nix still nestled close. He was met by a group of Tyrian guards, their expressions unreadable but not unfriendly. One of them, a tall figure with an authoritative stance, stepped forward. "Welcome, Explorer Carter," he said. "Princess Leora is expecting you. Please follow us." Sam nodded, falling into step with the guards. They led him through a pathway lined with exotic plants whose leaves emitted a soft, bioluminescent glow. The path opened into a grand hall, its high ceiling adorned with crystals that refracted light into a kaleidoscope of colors. At the far end, seated on an intricately carved throne, was Princess Leora. She was a vision of grace and beauty, her silvery blue skin glowing softly, and her eyes a deep, captivating violet. Nix immediately leapt from Sam's shoulder, fluttering towards the princess with joyful chirps. Lyora's face lit up with a radiant smile as she extended her arms to receive the creature. "Nix, my dear friend," she murmured, her voice melodious and warm. She looked up at Sam, her gaze filled with gratitude. "You have done a great service, Explorer Carter. Your bravery and kindness will not be forgotten." Sam bowed slightly, feeling the weight of her words. "It was my honor, Princess Leora. Nix is a remarkable creature. I couldn't leave her behind." The princess rose from her throne, still holding Nix, who nestled comfortably in her arms. "Please, walk with me, Sam. There is much to discuss." They walked through the palace gardens, where the air was filled with the scent of alien flowers and the gentle hum of unseen creatures. Sam felt an unexpected sense of peace here, amidst the natural beauty and advanced architecture that seemed to blend seamlessly. "Nix is not just a pet," Lyra began. "She is a symbol of our heritage and connection to the natural world. Her disappearance caused much distress. Your actions have restored more than you know." Sam listened intently, understanding the deeper significance of his mission. "I'm glad I could help. It's clear that Nix is very special." Leora stopped by a shimmering pond, its surface reflecting the vibrant colors of the sky. "We Tyrians value harmony and connection, both with nature and with other species. Your bravery and compassion have shown me that there is potential for a deeper alliance between our peoples." Sam's heart raced with the implications. "I'm honored, Princess. What do you propose?" Leora smiled, a thoughtful, hopeful expression. "I would like to offer you a position as an envoy. You have demonstrated qualities that we deeply respect: courage, empathy, and a willingness to bridge gaps between different worlds. Together, we can work towards mutual understanding and collaboration." The offer was both surprising and exhilarating. Sam had always sought adventure and discovery, but this was an opportunity to make a significant impact. "I would be honored to accept, Princess Leora. I believe this could be the beginning of something extraordinary." Leora nodded, her eyes shining with shared excitement. "Indeed it is. Let us begin this journey together, Explorer Carter." They continued their walk, discussing potential projects and ways to foster relations between humans and Tyrians. The possibilities were endless, from cultural exchanges to technological collaborations. Sam felt a renewed sense of purpose and a connection that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. Later, as the twin suns of Tyra set, casting a golden glow over the gardens, Sam stood on the balcony of his new quarters. The stars began to appear, each one a reminder of the vast, interconnected universe. Nix chirped softly beside him, a comforting presence. "Ready for the next adventure, Nix?" Sam whispered, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment.